Hello, this is Smislav the Slayer doing a live Blitz chess game commentary. And I've been playing pretty well here, and I've actually got my rating up to 1597. So I'm hoping that the next game I'll win, and then I'll go up to above 1600, which is kind of a pretty nice number. So hopefully we get a good game here, and um, you know, this would be the first time I'm above 1600 also, so uh, that's pretty cool. 1600 on FICS, which is a free internet chess server, is actually a lot lower or a lot higher than it sounds. The ratings are kind of inflated. I gotta stop talking about that though. Focus on the game. I think E7 because it's the most flexible. Like the bishop has to go there basically. And we've got like a weird close Sicilian. Knight to e5, maybe d3 pawn's a little weak. b5 is a possibility. I'm going to go ahead and just castle first. I don't really see too much. Yeah, okay, if he wants a queenside castle, that's fine with me. Queen to c7. Usually there's d5, b5 pressure, but with a pawn on c3, that's not happening. If he castles kingside, I'm going to want to maybe develop my rooks to these E and D files, possibly. Maybe push for D5. D5. I don't like that move that much for him. It is kind of awkward for me, though, to address. I think maybe knight to H5. That gets rid of one of my main defenders, though. I could just ignore it. No, he's got the C4 square. Not quite yet. C4, B4. D4, E5. Takes. I think I'm going to go ahead and ignore it and play Rook E8. Rook E8 is going to put a lot of like delayed pressure on the white position because the king and the queen were both there. Next plan, E5 I don't want to play ever, basically. It's going to go for the C file. D6 is decently protected. I could play B5. What would that do? Go for the B file. I think I will do that since he moved his rook to the C file. I'll try to maybe I can push on the queen side a bit, get after this weak pawn here and here. Just go to F8. Clears up the H file. This bishop might actually be better on C8. It's kind of hard to tell. D5 takes. D5. I don't really see D5 getting me a whole lot at this stage. C4 is another thing to play for. I'm going to go ahead and play H6 just to prevent knight G5 and any sort of attacking things. Doubling up on the I think I want to reroute this knight somehow. Maybe B8, bishop to C6, then D2, E5. That doesn't really look that great. A5 doesn't look great either. I think I will play knight to A5. The idea here is that I could just go back, and that's not a big deal because of the way the position is. It's a slower position. And then I can play bishop to C6 if I think I want to, and I can push for C4 if I think I want to. C4 is not really possible right now. Might be best just to go back. He might try to exploit this. It's kind of a bad spot for my knight. Yeah, there we go. So do I want to take? I think I just want to go back. Yeah, I want to go back. So if D takes, or B takes here, then I'll just take here, and then I'll have an open D file. And I can actually even just go back to A5. I don't know. Maybe I should have taken once. Do I want to lock everything down? I think I do, mainly because you have this bishop here on the queen side, so that gets rid of all this pressure. Now I could actually try something like H7, knight to H7, and F5. because this bishop's slightly out of the game. He can go back to b1 and get on this diagonal. So yeah, which is what he does right away. But now I have to figure out a way for my bishop to get involved somehow. My light square bishop, that is. e5 doesn't look so good. a5 is a possibility. This d6 pawn is kind of a pain for me to deal with. I'm also a little low on time. e5. e5 takes. e5 works. If he plays d5, I can go. It'll free up my dark square bishop. This knight can go reroute to the king side. It'll lock in his light square bishop. The only problem is my bishop gets a little locked in. But all in all, I think e5 is a pretty good push. Yeah. Now my queen is sort of out there, but the knight can go to the g6 square. I could maybe play bishop to e7, and these two bishops will be getting pretty decent control over the king side. My rooks are pretty much stuck, but so are his, so it's not as big a deal as it could be. I think, no, not g6. Maybe knight to g6, then there's knight to f5. Bishop takes f5. E takes f5. That actually doesn't look that bad. No, he's got e4 for the knight, though. Oh, no, but I'll win the d5 pawn. So, yeah, I'm going to... Oh, wait a second. He can just take the knight. Well, I'll get the open f-file then, which actually should give me a little bit. And then my king can go on h7 and defend this stuff, though that's really not ideal. That's kind of an oversight on my part, but it's not too terrible. I'm really low on time, too. I might have to... The commenting might have to get really sparse. So I apologize in advance for that. Excuse me. King h7, h5. Bishop's gotta get the bishop somewhere. e7, f8. e7. King f7, yeah. Okay, just do that first. Oh, so I'm game time on the clock or something, I don't know. I think bishop to e7 is what I need to do next. Not sure if I want the knight to go here. I guess I should play knight to h5 first. Great. Let's see what he does. Okay. Now knight to h5. Rook to f8. Maybe bishop to f6, attacking the c3 pawn. At some point I can hopefully get my queen on this diagonal. Actually, that's e4 pawns backwards as well. So I can maybe play, definitely take the bishop. Here. Now, queen's going to go here maybe? No, can't. I'm going to get taken. Queen's going to go to there. So I just play f6. No, and see, now is where I get my check in to defend this d6 pawn. It also gives me to the e3 square possibly. Then I can play bishop to f6, attacking the c3 pawn. Bishop to f6, maybe rook to this square, e8. What's he doing? Okay, bishop to f6. Then this knight is somewhat... Yeah, the knight can't go to h4 because I have bishop to e5 possibly, pinning the knight and king. I guess the king should probably go to h8. Not sure if he's going to try to go to there. Okay, that's kind of a blunder, I think. Because now knight h4, I have a really easy responsive bishop to e5, which I'm going to, I guess, do anyway. Yeah. Gonna do that anyway. And now he's got... Ooh. He thought he got me. And I thought he got me, but he didn't get me. I got him. So that's kind of fun. High level chess. So now I'm up a piece. I still have... Probably should concentrate, because it's not quite over yet. But it's pretty close. Yeah, I'm just gonna go f6, king to f7, king to e6, And yeah, I guess I'll go rook to e6 first, just to get to defend this pawn. Actually, I could probably just push this pawn. That seems best. Force him to deal with that. And he resigns. Okay, so yeah, so that was actually a really pretty good game. Am I over 1600 though? Yep, I'm at 1601. Awesome. So that worked out pretty well. Let me yeah, we got a close Sicilian. Anything? I think Queen of B6 is a pretty good move. It's just sort of set up. The problem with this position is getting your pieces, like getting a plan that's effective. And actually, knight to a5 worked out because he really shouldn't have played b4 because the knight is on a bad square, and there's no need to bump the knight when it's already on a bad square. He should have just basically ignored it and probably tried to get something going in the center or on the king side. Maybe like knight to f1 and knight to g3, although his bishop would get locked in there. But something along those lines I think would be better than b4. Maybe even just d4 or something. But then, and then I was able to lock up the queen side. And then e5 actually worked out really well for me too. Because then his bishops both got locked in. That was kind of a blunder on my part. And it's not a big blunder, but you could see why towards the end of the game, how this g6 pawn really became a liability, and g6 square in general. Which is why it's much better to have the pawn on f7, guarding this g6 square. But it worked out, I guess, in the end. And then he got an alright attack. Maybe I should have played knight to h5 here first. I can see he played g4. It's tough to say. I was running a little low on time. And then here the tactic, the queen to b6 check actually was key. And I actually didn't see it. I didn't see any of this, and apparently neither did he. I didn't see. I totally forgot about his bishop back here. And it's funny too how if he had played king to h1, it would have been, I would have, I guess, just lost the piece. Because I didn't, then there would be no pin here, so it wouldn't have worked out at all. So that's kind of just funny in a lot of ways. And then here's pretty much over. So, yeah, a pretty decent game. Thanks for watching.